What's up, legends? It's Michał and welcome back to Made Up Universe. Multiverse in MCU? Today we're gonna talk about that Captain America ending in Avengers Endgame and what it means for the future of Marvel Cinematic Universe. Coming up! I'm a little bit sick, so if my voice goes a little bit weird, just don't bother, I'll be fine. Before we kick off this episode, please be aware that this episode contains spoilers from Avengers Endgame, so if you haven't seen Avengers Endgame for some reason yet, go do that first and come back and watch this episode. So let's do a quick recap. At the end of Avengers Endgame, Captain America goes on a solo mission to return all the Infinity Stones back where they belong. And to a great surprise of the others, he decides never to come back. He chose to try a bit of that life that Tony Stark told him about. And within a couple of minutes, we can see Captain America being an old man sitting on a bench next to the lake, being back in the main timeline, gives him a shield and pronounces him the new Captain America. So this particular scene raises a couple of different questions, right? And today, I'm gonna try and answer them. So one of the first questions is like, where did he get a new shield? The shield from the current timeline was destroyed by Thanos. And the second question is, if he went back in time and now he's here as an old man, it was said in a movie that you cannot go back and change the timeline that will affect the present. And that was explained by Professor Hulk in Endgame when Rhodey suggested to go back in time and get rid of baby Thanos. So basically the main principle is that if you go back in time and change something, it does not affect the future. And why is that? And that is a very interesting question. Another thing that we learned from Avengers Endgame is when Bruce Banner confronted Sorceress Supreme and they spoke about the Infinity Stones and timelines. One of the things that she said is that the Infinity Stones keep one timeline together and intact, and if one Infinity Stone is removed from a particular timeline, it creates a kind of destructive breach. She said that her reality would not be safe if the Infinity Stone is not returned. My understanding of that is that this reality will collapse if the Infinity Stone is not returned to that particular timeline. So basically what happened is when Avengers went back in time, the very moment they landed in the past, they created completely new alternative realities. When they went back to New York, they created a new reality with Loki, who escaped using the cosmic cube. When they went back to 2014, they created another reality. When they go back to Asgard, they created alternative realities. So now all these alternative realities are out there, and all of these new realities, they are missing the Infinity Stones in them. So that means that they will start reaching out and they will collapse. So that is the final mission of Captain America. He goes back to the moment when these alternative timelines were created, to that breach point, and he returns the stones for these respective new alternative realities. And then he decided to go back way back in time and chose to live a happy life with Peggy Carter, and this created yet another alternative reality. So the question is like, okay, so if that is an alternative reality and this is our main reality right here, what does Captain America do in this reality? Well, I guess that is the story for another day, but I'm 100% sure that he also used the quantum technology to come back to this reality just so he can hand over the shield to Sam Wilson. So for some of you who are not that familiar with Marvel comic books and all the events that are happening there are obviously a lot of realities in Marvel comic books. The main reality is called 616. It has its own number, but this is the main reality. Now in Marvel universe, in comic books, there are all other alternative realities, alternative universes, and all kinds of things like that. And I think Avengers Endgame opens up a huge possibility for Marvel Cinematic Universe to include all these alternative realities. And some of these alternative realities are really amazing, like the one from 2014. I'm sorry. The one from 2014, it has no Thanos in it and all the Avengers being alive. That reality also is missing Gamora and Nebula because they jumped back with Thanos to the main 616 reality in Marvel Cinematic Universe. I'm not sure if Captain America and Tony created another reality when they went all the way back to get that Space Stone. And I have a little bit of a theory as well that if one reality is very similar to another reality, these realities will kind of join in together, because they haven't changed a lot in that timeline. Maybe, just maybe, these realities will kind of merge together. It's kind of like a multiverse fixing itself. So let me try and summarize that with a little bit of a visual clues. We have the main timeline in Marvel Cinematic Universe. For the sake of that, we're going to call it 616. Now, Avengers go back in time. The moment they enter the back in time, they create a branch reality. These realities are safe because all these realities, they have all the Infinity Stones within them. Now, the Avengers take all the different Infinity Stones from these realities and go back to the present. These alternative realities, they start to breach out and collapse. Slowly but surely, not much is happening because they soon after, when Captain America goes back, it is just a matter of seconds before these are returned. Therefore, these realities just maintain intact, and Marvel Cinematic Universe will explore the potential of jumping between these alternative realities. And you think that it's gonna be some time before it happens, but on Monday, Spider-Man Far From Home trailer premieres, and the rumors are, and the consequences of Avengers Endgame tampering with time and creating multiple timelines or realities will start showing up in Spider-Man Far From Home. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope it was informative for you guys. I would love to hear from you what is your interpretation of the events from Avengers Endgame, and how do you think that is going to influence Marvel Cinematic Universe. So please leave me a comment in the comment section below, and as always, if you enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up, and of course subscribe to my channel, hit the bell notification button, and as always, see you next time in Made Up Universe.